Hello friends, today I want to talk about how to furnish a vacation rental home. So what does it take to furnish a vacation rental home? Well, by the end of this video, you'll know how to furnish your vacation rental home in ways that maximize comfort and appeal. And that will lead to more bookings and rare reviews. Imagine your property being the go-to for travelers, all because of your thoughtful furnishing decisions. Have you ever wondered what makes certain vacation rental properties feel more welcoming than others? Are you curious about the balancing acts of getting durability and style when it comes to furnishing your home? So stay tuned as we reveal the secrets of furnishing your vacation rental home that guests will love. Let's first dive into the basic necessities that your vacation rental home needs and understand how themes play an important role. Next, I'll cover what types of furnishings and decor do the best. And finally, I'll talk about the most important areas in your home and why. If you're ready, let's go. So what are the essentials that need to go into furnishing a vacation rental home? When it comes to furnishing your vacation rental home, I like to put myself in the mindset of the guest that is traveling there and what they would want. And I think it's important to go through every single room to understand the needs versus the wants. And there's a big difference there, right? Needs, they have to be there, right? There are certain things that every vacation rental home needs to be furnished with. The wants are a few special things that might enhance the guest stay, and I'll talk more about that in just a few minutes. So let's talk about furnishings versus decor really quick. Decor is gonna add accents that might brighten the home and might make the guests say, wow, that's cool and that's neat. And they can certainly elevate the guest experience. Furnishings are what get you the happy guests and the positive reviews. And I do think as you're furnishing your home, I think it's really important to have a theme that goes along with the location in which your vacation rental is located. Obviously, if you're decorating your home close to a beach area, that's going to be important. But even within that, if you're decorating a home up in Maine that might have a rugged coastline with lighthouses, the furnishings there can be different than if you're furnishing a home close to the beach in Florida. And that theme is going to dictate a lot of the furnishings inside the home. I can think of a few places that I've looked to book in the past and places that I've stayed, and the themes really fit nice to the area. For example, we stayed in a place in Oregon that was close to the coast, and it had some really cool themes with fishing, with nautical maps, and a lot of the pictures and photography were of the rugged coastline there in Oregon, which really accentuated the area that we were staying at. Now let's talk about furnishing each room. So I'm gonna do this by explaining to you the property that we bought in Blue Ridge, Georgia. When we bought that property, it was not a vacation rental, it was a permanent home. We had to take that and take it from something that somebody stayed at and lived at every single day to something that people were gonna book online and wanna have an awesome experience when they stayed there. After I closed on the property, I booked a ticket and I flew out there. I spent 4 to 5 days just furnishing that property. And I spent that time going through every single room to determine what furnishings were needed, that were necessary, and other furnishings that might make the property stand out. So I first went into the kitchen and said, what are the things that people want and need? Now, obviously, furnishing that, you've got to have all the things necessary from plates to utensils to cups. I even think it's important to have coffee mugs, and if you have nicer glasses, and also have some plastic cups that kids can use or that people can grab really quickly. Now, obviously, inside the kitchen, there's things that are an absolute must that people want. I have found that coffee machines, even having 2 types, the traditional type that people just pour the grinds into versus maybe a Keurig or something that's a little bit nicer. And I've always had people comment on how important that was to their stay there. And also you've got to think of every meal that's cooked there in that kitchen, from having a griddle to having a crock pot. All of those things are important. Another thing, when you think about the kitchen and you furnish it, you've got to have the space available to store all of the pots and pans and everything. And you want the counters to be clean and free of anything that is staying on there permanently. All right, so let's talk living room. When you furnish that, one thing that I think is important is obviously having the mindset of the guests when they arrive. And think about their stay there. If they're there and you're in an area that has a lot of outdoor activities and they've been participating in those outdoor activities and they come home, they want to watch a movie as a family, I've always thought about it would be cool to have them where maybe they can see each other. So sectionals within a vacation rental home, I think, are really important, especially ones that have the ability to recline. Having a coffee table where they can set their drink or their food is also important. A smart TV is an absolute must in your home because they can log into their accounts on Netflix or Hulu or whatever streaming services that they use. But also having a service available for them is also important. We have YouTube TV in all of our vacation rental homes. And I also think having pillows or blankets is also nice. So we bought a home, our second vacation rental, up close to Yellowstone National Park, and inside that living room, it is very open, the ceilings are high, and the decor on the walls is very simplistic, but the furnishings are very comfortable. We've had many people say say we love watching a movie together as a family in that room. And I think having that mindset will help you get the right furnishings for the living room. Now let's talk about bathrooms. Furnishings in the bathroom should be simple, right? You should have simple decor, but also all the necessities of the furnishing as far as like towels, rugs, mats. And then I've even seen people furnish bathrooms with soap dispensers, shampoo dispensers, conditioner dispensers. That makes it very convenient for the people that are staying there. Bedrooms, I obviously think this is self-explanatory when it comes to furnishings, but obviously a bed and a nice bed with a nice mattress is really important. But one thing that I've had guests comment on quite a bit is the blankets. So every room in our vacation rental, especially if it's up close to Yellowstone or maybe Blue Ridge, areas that might be a little bit cooler during certain times of the seasons, we have a lot of blankets in the closets. Some people like to sleep where it's absolutely cold during the night. Others like to be wrapped in a cocoon where they stay completely warm. So having those blankets really adds a nice touch to it. Another thing when it comes to furnishing bedrooms, we've like to put pack and plays or cribs in the closet that people can get out if they're traveling with little kids. Overall, you want your furnishings to accentuate the home and the theme that you've chosen, and overall provide a comfortable experience for the guests that are staying there. Now let's talk about a few of the things that can really enhance the guest experience when it comes to furnishings. Number one that I think is the most important is the mattress. When you go on vacation, you want to go somewhere where you are relaxing. The mindset of the guest is they are on vacation to have a comfortable stay, and nothing is worse than sleeping on a bad mattress where you can't sleep very good. When we bought the home, our first vacation rental up close to Yellowstone National Park, it was already a vacation rental, and we were able to go on and look at some of the reviews, and there was a handful of reviews that said they did not have good night's sleeps, that they did not like the mattresses. So first thing I did when we bought that home, I went to Costco and I bought some of the higher end mattresses there, and we've got tons of good reviews since then that they've had good night's sleeps on the mattresses that we've provided for them. So I think mattresses are really important for guests because obviously they're spending half their time sleeping, so having a comfortable sleep is really important. A few other things I think that are important is when they first walk in, if it's a mudroom or just an area where they can hang their stuff, I like having lockers or pegs on the walls where people can hang coats, or even benches where they can sit down and take off shoes. I think those are furnishings that really add value when people book your home. Another thing that's important is having gaming systems, right? My kids love to go up to our vacation rental in Yellowstone to be able to play the gaming system, the PS2, right? Or the PS3, PS4, whatever the hottest gaming system is now. We even have a couple of old school games, like arcade games. Those are important. And I think having things in the home like a pool table, we have a pool table in 3 of our vacation rentals, and we've been up to our home close to Yellowstone, and my kids will spend hours playing pool. So imagine other people that go up there that have kids, they're doing the exact same thing. So furnishing your vacation rental with gaming systems and pool tables or other games like air hockey is really important when it comes to furnishing. Another one that's really important are jacuzzis. I think this is an absolute must. Every time I've seen somebody stay at a home and I've read a bad review about that home, even though it looks really nice, one thing the guest said is they did not have a hot tub or a jacuzzi. So I think those are an absolute must. Every single one of our homes and our vacation rentals have a hot tub. When we first bought that home in Blue Ridge, Georgia, it did not have a hot tub, and those were on back order. We finally got it about 5 months down the road, but ever since we got that put in, it's been something that guests have really commented on that they absolutely love. And finally, when it comes to furnishing your vacation rental, I think even just going online and typing in the search, what are some cool things that are in vacation rentals, or what are items that guests love the most about vacation rentals? And I think those can give you ideas. Just a few things that I've seen. And one of the homes that we stayed at, they had a foot massager. So coming home, sitting on the couch, being able to take off your shoes, put your feet in the foot massager, that was really cool. As I've talked about, recliners are awesome, jacuzzis are a must, high-end coffee machines are great. All these things that you can find just by going online and seeing what guests really love and adding those to your furnishings can really turn the guest experience from a good one to a great one. Now, these are things that I've done to furnish our vacation rentals, but I'd be interested in your feedback, especially some things that you've done that have really gotten great reviews from guests. So please comment below. Let's engage in a dialogue. And as always, just for stopping by, I've got a free gift for you. It's our vacation rental calculator. Just click on the link below. It's aaron'sfreetraining.com. You put in all the data and it spits out to you whether it's a good deal or not. Once again, thanks for stopping by. Have an amazing day.